Hi guys. Ah, are you kidding me? This why? Danganronpa. Byakuya Twogami Super High School level cause of death. The body was discovered in the reception of Hotel Mirai's old building. Time of death was around 11:30 p.m. Death by stabbing. The body was pierced multiple times with wounds spanning from the abdomen to the throat. There are no other external wounds, nor are there traces of poisoning or ingestion of other chemicals. Twogami was found lying face down with his arm extended. What's this? What's this? Looks like something terrible has happened. Terribly interesting, that is. The stage has been set on this faraway island as Jabberwock Island's first murder has finally been committed. Monokuma. Murder? Then you mean? You got it. This ain't no accident. One of you guys did it. Someone who couldn't bear it anymore and went off the island. Someone who wanted to get their erased memories back. You're kidding. Twogami was killed. What's going on? He's seriously dead? He was killed? Twogami's dead? Hanada-kun, get a hold of yourself. Why? And it was one of us? Speaking of which, looks like Kuzuryu-kun's not here. In that case, I should let him know. A dead body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will commence. Class trial? Hasn't this already been explained before in the event that a killing occurs? You'll all discuss and try to find the blackened, the culprit, hiding amongst you. Starting now, you'll be playing detective and investigating in order to expose the blackened's true identity. Are you telling us that there's really someone among us who killed Twogami? It is a lie. I cannot believe such a thing. That a killing has really occurred is how naive. If you sugarcoat it like some kind of American pastry, you'll let the blackens win. Don't you remember the rules? Once someone's died, the life and death match between you guys and the blacken has already begun. If we were unable to expose the blacken at the class trial, then those remaining will be executed. Is that right? It can't be. This is no good. You mustn't be suspicious of your companions. But Pukvi-chan, Twogami, really got killed, you know. Like it or not, we're all gonna die if we don't do it. We don't have any other option. No way. I don't believe it that Twogami-kun's dead. There's no way. I want to believe in everyone, but I'll investigate Twogami-kun's death. It's because I believe in you all that I'll do it. If we do not do it, then we will have no means of staying alive, it seems. What we should be fighting isn't each other. It should be this despair. That's the only hope we have left. Hope is something like this. Really hope? Oop, boop, boop. Looks like your minds are made up. As a gift from me to you, I'd like to present I'd like to present the Monokuma file. Unlike that brainless mascot who can't do anything, but brainless, that's too much. Obviously, I wouldn't make you amateurs do all the investigating yourselves. Since I'm such a nice bear, I've neatly compiled all the information about the body for you. Monokuma file. Twogami, I just can't believe that you're dead. What are we supposed to do if you're the victim? Now then, there isn't much time until the trial starts. If you guys want to survive, please do your best and begin investigating. Byakuya Twogami, super high school level air. Up until this point, I'd used my own power and intellect in order to ascend the ranks and get to where I am now. But to do so requires one to push others down in the process. It was an achievement filled with loneliness, and there was never a moment in which my guard was not up. Hope's Peak Academy, Manami, Monokuma, the killing game. For my high school life to have taken this turn of events was completely out of my expectations, but let's go explore the island. Hey, before you do that, let me just say this. With the talk of a killing game, I implore you all to seriously consider what you should be doing before you decide to do something foolish. Observe, conjecture, recognize, and comprehend, even if it seems impossible. Keep moving forward. If you allow yourself to become absent-minded, it's over. Should you be finished off here, you won't be able to return to your regular lives. Understand, this is an order from your leader. Rest assured, I will protect you all no matter what. I shall not allow even a single one of you to become a victim. Twogami-kun, whoa, that was super cool. But Pork Feet-chan, that nickname is totally cute. Extending your fat arm like that was awesome. Let me call you Pork Feet-chan from now on. It seems that the day has finally come in which I am addressed as such by others. Huh? You're not mad? There's no reason to be mad about something like that. To be regarded and assigned a nickname based on those observations, such a thing is without lies or falsehoods. Pig Feet-chan. It is perhaps something I have always desired. Oh man, even his heart's fat. That's awesome. Okay. In this strange place, away from the outside world, away from my obligations, I felt as though perhaps I had found a place where I belonged. Sighed. What's that? A letter from who? What? Hey, isn't this a little too strict? It's just a party, right? One can never be too careful. As such, this is simply a precaution. I promise you all that I would allow no victims, and I intend to see it through. Did something happen? Suddenly throwing a party just for that is a little not at all. It has always been in my nature to be this careful. Is that really? I don't really enjoy talking about my past, but I'll divulge a bit of it to you. I have a past that I cannot tell many others. It is most likely because of it that I've come to be so careful. A past he can't talk about? Twogami, what kind of past? I am wary of others, and so they are wary of me. That's the hellish kind of life I've lived. It is no mystery how I came to be this way. Now is not the time for me to tell you about it, but should we make it through this, the time when I will tell you will come. The body check's done. Go. Right. Confiscate it. If I were to think on it now, that might have been my way of atoning. It's dangerous. What? As penance for those I have victimized in the past. Whoa, a blackout. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Wow, don't step on my feet. In this place where I can be myself. Ow! If there's something I can do for these guys, that's what I thought. Now then, the time has come for the long-awaited class trial. Please gather at the mountain that my adorable face has been engraved in. The location is Java Rock Island's Monokuma Rock. The hell's up with this huge mountain? How in the world did someone make this? What a lame hobby. What Twogami said about this being connected to a large organization could possibly be true. By the way, where's Kuzuryu-kun, I wonder? Now that you mention, obviously he went away, right? He's probably the one who did it. You didn't think I'd just let him escape, do you? Did you? Here he is. Darn it, let go. You didn't have to drag me here. And just what have you been doing this whole time? Shut up. I was in my room. Heard that Twogami guy died though. Not that it has anything to do with me. How can you say something so irresponsible? Everyone's working their hardest to stay alive, you know. You B-Woods decide to do that on your own. So that's your problem, ain't it? Like I give a you know what. What? Earthquake? What's this? Now, you can fight and disagree all you want during the trial, so please take this elevator and head towards the courtroom. This might be a bit late, but it's like nothing's impossible here. My head hurts, haha. But, well, at any rate, let's go. Oop, oop, oop. I look forward to seeing what kind of results you'll get. I'll be going on ahead now. Humph. Twogami. You said bad things were overconfident and looked down on others sometimes, but you had a strong sense of responsibility. As a leader, you held us together when we had no idea what to do. For someone like you to have died, from this point on, we'll put our lives on the line and expose the truth behind your death. Before we proceed, let me explain in simple terms how the class trial works. During the class trial, you'll all be discussing who the culprit is. The result will be decided by a vote. If you manage to figure out the true blackened, only they will be punished. On the other hand, if you get it wrong, everyone except the blackened will be punished, and only the remaining person will be allowed to leave the island. Don't worry, the trial will be 100% fair. Without a doubt, the blackened is one of you guys. If you want to keep living, fight with all your might now. You say that, but where would be a good place to start? That Twogami beaver was killed at the reception hall, right? That means everybody who attended the party is suspicious. Yeah, I'm not the culprit is what you really want to say. Now, well, why don't we try talking about the first area of concern? The location in which the body was discovered. I wonder why Twogami-kun was found underneath the table. They hid the body so we wouldn't find it right away. So the culprit killed him, then moved the body, right? No, I don't think the culprit moved the body, huh? We called the state of the crime scene. There was a huge amount of blood around the body, but no trails to indicate it had been moved. Then why was the body there? Blood splattered onto the inside of the tablecloth as well, and there's no way that any of us could have possibly dragged his enormous body under the table. It seems that for whatever reason he went under the table of his own accord and was killed there. Didn't he go under the table because of the blackout? You do that for earthquakes, that drill. Before the party, Twogami was on the lookout for dangerous objects, right? The knife found near the body, it's likely that Twogami realized a knife had been found underneath the table. Is it possible he went under the table in order to retrieve it? For Twogami, who was careful about finding dangerous objects, it is certainly a possibility, but how did he go about noticing the knife? Had he been awakened of it prior to the blackout? It would have been retrieved. If that's the case, maybe he saw something beforehand. For example, someone trying to go for the hidden knife. No, that is impossible. Twogami had to have gone under the table during the blackout, huh? It was super dark during the blackout. I couldn't even see the glove in front of my face, still ate it though. Then how did Pukvi-chan see the culprit take the knife during the blackout? Yes, it was so dark that even Twogami couldn't see. It's impossible. No. I'm sure that Twogami was the only person who could see. How so? Night vision goggles. There was a pair near the body. Using those, it's possible to see and move around in the darkness. But wait just a minute. Was it the culprit, the one who used them? They prepared it beforehand so they could get the knife and kill someone, even while it was dark. No, I'm sure Twogami's the one who prepared it. He was the one holding onto the dual-lumen cases, right? All the stuff he confiscated was in there. He kept the night vision goggles in those cases. Not once during the party did he step away from them. He was also the one who had the keys to open them. The only one who could have gotten them was Twogami. I see. But why did he feel the need to prepare them in the first place? Then he must have known that someone was planning to commit murder. You got a point. He even went thorough body checks. I want my screwdriver back. Precognition. Could it be that he too is a proprietor of the evil eye to have lost such a person? That's not it. Isn't that right, Hanada-kun? Yeah, to be frank, during the investigation, Twogami's cottage, That's right. We've already checked out most of the old building, right? I was thinking it'd be a good idea to take a look at his room too. I don't mind going with you, but why me? That's great. I couldn't ask the others, but going by myself would be dangerous. And also, I find it easy to talk to you. I feel like you and I share the same admiration for Hope's Peak Academy. Admiration. How does he know that? But, well, anyway, we should go check it out. What we found there was, be careful. Tonight, the first killing will happen. Someone will definitely kill. Someone had sent this. A threat? Obviously, it's the guy who wanted all this to happen. Monokuma. But, sorry. But it wasn't. I gave out the same incentive to everyone, you know. As the headmaster, I can't play favorites. In this day and age, the state of women's work pants is dreadful. It's a tough world out there. People are dying and all you care about is women's work pants. Regardless of who wrote it, that letter was the reason Twogami was so careful. Suddenly, throwing a party and having everyone be in one place too, he created a situation in which the culprit's movements were limited. Pardon me, it is about the night vision goggles we discussed earlier. If they were indeed Twogami's sons, then how did the culprit manage to navigate in the darkness? That's right, the culprit would have been unable to see anything in the dark, just like us. Maybe he used a mark of some kind. If there was something like that he could see in the dark. What if he used glow-in-the-dark paint as a mark? If we consider that case, even in the dark, he would have been able to retrieve the knife. There was glow-in-the-dark paint on them? Seriously? If that is so, then the blackout was no mere coincidence. It was a planned event, so to speak. The duct tape that held the knife and the knife itself had glow-in-the-dark paint on them. However, the breaker located in the office is far too high for anyone to reach. I checked out that room too. There's no sign of anyone having tampered with the breaker. Can't you cause a blackout by using too much electricity? That's it. After the blackout, I went to the storehouse to look for Twogami-kun, and I saw 3 islands that had been turned on. Those were probably the cause. Wait, but you're saying someone secretly snuck out during the party, went to the storehouse, turned on islands, came back during the blackout and went stab at Pugfeet-chan? That's impossible, you know. She's right, the blackout didn't last very long, so it'd be impossible to do all that. The direct cause of the blackout wasn't the islands, but the air conditioner. There's a device to control the AC in both the reception hall and the office. Either one of them could have been set to turn on at 11:30. If they used that, the culprit could control when the blackout would happen without having to go anywhere. 11:30. Come to think of it, isn't that right around Twogami's time of death? They put a ton of work into this plan. Sighed, geez, what a sneaky guy. And we have to worry about figuring out who it is. It's okay. There's no need to worry. After all, they're just a murder, right? They're no match for you symbols of hope. There's no way you'd all lose here, huh? This level of incident is just a stepping stone. In the end, hope will definitely win. I firmly believe that. Komeda, what's up with you all of a sudden? What do you mean? Because you're always the one saying it, right? That the culprit can't be one of us. Did I say that? Anyway, we should continue talking about this case. We know how the blackout happened now, but who set up to happen is the question, correct? Sorry. 1, 2. Anybody could have set the timer for the AC, and the irons were already there. So that could have been done before Twogami-kun arrived too. Well, now that is quite a predicament. It looks like any one of us could have done it, doesn't it? The hell are you saying? You mean after all that we're back to square one? We talked and talked, but we've yet to find a single thing pointing us to a culprit. It certainly seems that way, so it means that there isn't a culprit among us. What's wrong with you? Nothing you're saying makes any sense. Then from here on, I have a proposition for everyone. You guys, have you ever considered it this way? Rather than surviving and doubting each other, be killed while believing each other like that? Then we should just give up and die? Don't joke about that. Think about what we did all that talking for. What do you think, everyone? We're comrades. There's no way companions would commit murder. Then why is Twogami dead? Isn't it fine the way it is? I can't stand it anymore. This charade of blaming our friends. Wait, that's why we should just give up. However you look at it, there's no clue leading us to the culprit. There is. If we're looking for a clue that points us to the culprit, don't we already have one? Nanami? Oh, in that case, why don't you tell us about it? This clue, what is it? First, how did the culprit get hold of that knife? From the start, they would have had to be standing near the table with the mark. Otherwise, it would have been impossible, right? Koizumi-san, prior to the blackout, didn't you take pictures of everyone? Could you show us the picture you took containing the table he died under? Sure. In order to investigate to the table in the darkness, the culprit had to have used this lamp. But there was a blackout, so they couldn't turn the light on, right? Yeah, that's kind of... No. They didn't use the light from the lamp. It was the cord. The cord? Yeah, if you grab the cord and follow along it, you'll reach the table it was on. Wait, but if that's so, the only person who could have done it was Komeda. You're the culprit, aren't you? Ooh, this is juicy. My, who'd think this turned out so awful? awful entertaining, that is. Wait. Damn it. Wait. Okay. This is kind of weird. Sorry, guys. Komeda, is it you? Komeda is the YouTube Byakugan. But whoa, seriously? Why me? Because of but everyone was standing before the lights. Wow. The photos showed you alone hovering over the cord for that desk lamp. No one else could have been ready to follow that cord to the table and knife. I just happened to be standing there. But didn't you also have the opportunity, the prime opportunity to plant that knife under the table? Opportunity? Komeda, from morning on, didn't you spend the whole day cleaning the dining hall? I'm sure you had plenty of time to stash that knife. Not only is there the issue with the power cord, but also cleaning duty. Doesn't it seem unlikely they were mere coincidence? When you were the only one capable of both, they were coincidences. Guys, I'm pretty sure it was Komeda who recommended the old building and who had us draw for cleaning duty. Am I correct in thinking you intentionally got cleaning duty to hide that knife? Komeda even provided the chopsticks we used for the draw. So you fixed the drawing somehow, so you could arrange to plant the murder weapon. I'm not sure this is enough to say you were the murderer, but at the very least, it's grounds for suspicion, don't you think? If it was you, that strange speech earlier was a part of a ploy to derail us. Are you guilty or not? Spit it out. You was trying to trick us so you could beat the rap. Come on, Komeda. Please, if you have anything to say in your defense, please tell us. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to believe it was you. After how we conducted the investigation together and the way you were always so kind, I don't want to think you're Twogami's killer. Komeda, what do you have to say? All of you ultimates are working together to stand up and face the despair of a friend's death. Ah, how wonderfully beautiful. Komeda? I'd expect no less from you, ultimates. Indeed, you are correct. I was behind it all. It was none other than I who taped the knife under the table before the party. And when we were there, we were thrown into darkness. It was I who followed the cord back to that very table. Needless to say, I rigged the power outage as well. I couldn't very well grab the knife for all eyes to see. Now could I? This guy's crack-a-doodle-doo crazy. It's like he's a totally different person. Alas, I didn't expect Twogami to bring those night vision goggles. Because of them, Twogami and I got into a scuffle under the table that came to an unfortunate end. You could say that unanticipated twist is precisely what turned this case into such an interesting mystery. I have to hand it to Twogami. He truly was worthy of his title as an ultimate. Give it a rest. Seriously, what's gotten into you? Is this the real you? Were you deceiving us the whole time? Perish the thought. A piece of trash like me couldn't possibly deceive all of you. I'm more acutely aware than anyone that I'm an insignificant human being. It's outright presumptuous to harbor hopes and dreams, and impudent to strive towards something when one is an irredeemably terrible, horrible, foolish, and inferior scumbag incapable of doing anything. The guy's psycho, as in killing the neighborhood pets as a kid psycho. Or the type who'd watch Friday the 13th with stars in his eyes just like me. Komeda, if this was all you're doing, were you also behind the threatening letter? Of course. Nobody besides me has such painfully bad penmanship. What possessed you to send that? What possessed me? Well, I'm sure somewhere in my heart there was the desire for someone to stop me. If I feed you something along those lines, will you guys view me in a slightly more sympathetic light? Komeda, scumbag, you're unbelievable. I'm sure you knew how Twogami would respond if you threatened him. And not just Twogami. The same could be said for drawing and cleaning, Dewey. Isn't that how you lured us onto the stage for this murder? Bingo. However, you seem to be mistaken on one account. The chopstick used to determine cleaning, Dewey. I didn't cheat when I drew this. Then how did you get cleaning, Dewey, so conveniently? Oh, silly me, of course. You wouldn't remember the insignificant talent a loser such as myself possesses. He's the ultimate lucky student. Wait, does that mean you? Precisely, I relied entirely on my luck. I was confident with that on my side. Cleaning duty was as good as mine. So, you just left it all to luck. Haha, this isn't just luck, although I'll admit it is a worthless talent. Huh? Weren't you supposed to be the ultimate lucky student? Did all your bad karma bite you in the butt? You guys said it was bad luck, but I drew this chopstick precisely because I am the ultimate lucky student. I've heard enough. I don't care about that anymore. Just answer this one question. Why did you kill Twogami? He really was a great leader of exceptional merit. I find the loss of such a man agonizing to me. The very thought he was murdered sends me plummeting into despair. But that is precisely what makes his death worthy to serve as a stepping stone for enhancing your radiance as the symbols of hope. I did it all to make you shine brighter. Keep that stuff in the toilet where it belongs. Of all the infantory. Hey, enough alright. It's past time we started voting. I'm gonna put that freak 6 feet under. Please, Monokuma, baby. Is this really Komeda? Is this the same Komeda I knew who treated everyone with such kind consideration? You don't know squat about each other. Oop oop. That's right, I'm in no position to say I knew Komeda. I only tricked myself into thinking I knew him. In reality, I didn't know a darn thing about him. That's why I didn't notice his true nature until after he killed. Not so fast. Are you certain Komeda is the culprit? Huh? Didn't you just hear the guy confess? Shit, Skinky B-word. It's so freaking obvious he's guilty. It makes me sick every time you open your mouth, so don't butt in again. I'm sorry. But, as a member of the medical field, I took the liberty to conduct an autopsy on Twogami. The fatal injuries across his body weren't made by the knife you keep mentioning. He was stabbed by a cylindrical object with a diameter, approximately 5 mm wide. Interesting. In other words, you mean to say, as the knife may not be the murder weapon, we can't be sure Komeda is the culprit. What? But 5 mm is like a toothpick compared to the knife. Hey, you better be sure about that. Does that sound about right, Sumiki? Sniffle. Yes, that's right. Who are you trying to fool? Like, the culprit could be anyone else. Haha, she's the one who said it, not me. Hey, Komeda, by any chance, is there something else you're keeping from us? For example, did something happen between you and Twogami during the power outage that we still don't know about, maybe? Guess. What have you kept from us after all this time? I can't believe you were singing like a canary only to clam up the second the tide turns against you. Gee, what could have happened? Amidst the darkness, all of render blind, no matter how you ponder the truth, remains lost in the darkness. Poetic, don't you think? Heh. Go on, I dare you. Use the light of your hope to expose that truth, lost in the darkness. Wait, jerk, darn it, what should I do? If I don't figure something out, we're all goners. The truth isn't lost in the darkness. It doesn't matter if I couldn't see during the power outage. These ears of mine caught every word, way crisp, loud and clear. Miyoda? Of course, with her ears. Honing in on the voices during the power outage, the very first to cry out was Mahiru. Hey, the power's out! Followed by Kazuichi. I can't see a thing. What? Don't step on my foot! And then Hiyoko. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that! Byakuya. Nagito. Ow! Guys, where are you? Oh crud. So it's not just the kitchen that blacked out. Teru. Sonia, do you suppose something tripped the breaker? Give me a sec. I'll follow the wall to the fuse box and see what I can do. And last but not least, Kazuichi piped in again. There's your truth lost in the darkness. Aha, no wonder you're the ultimate musician. It's impressive you could tell all of our voices apart. I'm not sure any of this will actually help us out. No. Now that the trial is going cold, this information could prove invaluable. Guys, earlier Komeda claimed he got into a scuffle with Twogami, who was wearing the night vision goggles, and killed him in the heat of moment. But if you think about their exchange during the ouch. Does it sound just like Twogami managed to repel Komeda? Well, that is what actually happened. Come clean, but out of respect for Miyoda's incredible talent, I like to make a small confession. Truth be told, Twogami shoved me right out from under the table. Twogami shoved you? Indeed, he did. I immediately snuck under the table to get the hidden knife as soon as the power shut off. But Twogami spotted me at once with those night vision goggles. Before I knew it, he sent me flying out from under the table. So you see, I wasn't able to so much as touch the knife back there. But after he pushed me out, I fell into the same confused panic as the rest of you. You see, I lost sight of the luminescent paint used to mark the knife and had no idea where the power cord was. Before long, the lights flipped on to reveal Twogami's dead body under the table. Hold up! Do you mean to say you aren't the killer? It's true, I planned everything, from holding the party to playing the knife, clear down to rigging the power outage. Unfortunately, my plans ended in failure due to Twogami rising to the occasion and those night vision goggles. Not even I know what transpired after that. You failed, meaning you didn't do Twogami in? Not again. We're back to square one. Was all this debating a waste of time? You gotta be kidding me. It was meaningless. No other word could incite this much despair, but you can't give up. You must cling to hope as you strive to push forward. Your ability to stand back up time and again is precisely what makes you shine beautifully as the symbols of hope. So tell me, what will you do next? Now that you know the knife wasn't the murder weapon, you can't make a solid case against me, can you? You be quiet. We'll be the judge of that. I mean, you could be taking us for a ride with that whole story about getting pushed. Exactly, a different murder weapon does not free you on suspicion, Komeda. Hey, was it supposed to be a cylindrical object 5 millimeters in diameter? By any chance, do you think it was the screwdriver Soda kept on hand? Where did that come from? I mean, sure, it's probably about the right width, but still, come to think of it, I remember you left the dining hall all by yourself during the power outage. Talk about fishy. Whoa, stop right there. I was trying to do something about the power outage, but it took a bear to get the job done. So much for restoring power, Soda. I bet you snuck out to hide the incriminating screwdriver somewhere. What? In your dreams? Don't twist my good intentions. What? Wait, I don't think Soda's capable of murder, or at least his screwdriver was still in the case of dangerous items Twogami confiscated. There was no indication anyone opened it before I checked the case, since I found the key in one of Byakuya's pockets while investigating his body, in which case it should be safe to say the screwdriver wasn't the murder weapon. I told you, geez, like I'd use my beloved screwdriver to commit murder. I was making a valiant effort to reach the office and just didn't get there. Okay, then our prime suspect is still Komeda. Actually, the murder weapon isn't the only reason why I don't believe Kameda is the culprit. Haven't we proceeded under the premise that the culprit murdered Twogami under the table? I think Kameda looks awfully nice for that. No one has ever complimented how I look before, not even my own mother. I wasn't referring to your physical features. I get you're referring to how Kameda doesn't have any blood on him, aren't you? Yes, I mean, did the blood splatter everywhere under the table? Normally, blood would get all over him. How strange. I don't see any blood on me, do you? I thought you just used something to block it. Talking about blood reminds me a tablecloth in the storage room was covered in bloodstains. Like she said, that clinches it. Kameda used the tablecloth and kept the blood off him. He dumped it after the lights came back. What was his game plan if someone noticed? It was bulky enough. He couldn't exactly sneak it out in his clothes. Of course, Soda would have had plenty of time to hide it when he left the dining hall. Give it a rest. What do you have against me? Honestly, trying to get the knife during the power outage was hard enough on its own. Slipping under the table, covering up in a tablecloth, and stabbing someone, it all obviously exceeds the capabilities of a low-level human like me, and I doubt any of you could pull it off either. Perhaps the culprit didn't stab Twogami from under the table, but didn't we already establish that as the murder scene? Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean Twogami was in the exact same location as the culprit. The culprit was under the table, but not immediately under it. That is the only possibility, I think. Any idea what she means? What's under the table? Just the floor? Just the floor? That's it! The culprit was under the floor in a crawl space. The floor in that old building was full of gaping cracks, and the rug didn't extend to that table. Remember? The murder weapon had a 5mm diameter. If it was long enough, the culprit could have stabbed Twogami through the cracks and never shown themselves. Going by that logic, the culprit had to have the crawl space under the old building. Where did they get in? How? He's referring to an access panel, isn't he? Access panel, Your Highness. It never occurred to me that the culprit attacked from under the floorboards, so I wasn't able to conduct an adequate investigation. I don't remember anything like that when I checked the place. I'm in the same boat, Tanaka. Bahaha. What's gotten into him? It would seem your clouded glass eyes cannot perceive the truth. But such is to be expected of mere mortals lacking higher powers. Give me a break. Not another freak on the stand. Tanaka, what's this all about? You seek enlightenment. So be it. I am willing to humor you all. Here and now with a recounting of this true story. Bye, guys.